spider. The word spider came in the Holy Quran in a surah named after it and was mentioned twice. Perhaps the wisdom in naming this surah with this name is what was mentioned in it from the talk about belief and its origins in terms of monotheism, message, resurrection, and reward, and then what the Almighty mentioned of stories of the perished among the bygone nations because of the corruption of their beliefs, such as the people of Lot, the people of Shuaib, the people of Hud, the people of Saleh, Harun, Pharaoh, and Haman, and what happened regarding their demolition and destruction as a punishment for their arrogance. Then he linked his glory and exaltedness between this announcement and those who took allies without God, explaining that whoever takes refuge in something other than God is like someone who has taken refuge in the house of the spider. And if these people knew what God had prepared for them in terms of punishment because of their disbelief, they would not have relied on anything other than God Almighty and would not worship anyone else.
مثل الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت اتخذت بيتا وإن أوهن البيوت لبيت العنكبوت لو كانوا يعلمون.
As for the strange creature named the spider, which is a sign of God's creation, the human mind stands perplexed, submitting to his almighty and capable God, who created everything into the perfect form and facilitates the daily bread for every creature, giving and guiding everything. Spiders are considered to be one of the oldest creatures on the surface of the earth, as they lived through the period of the existence of dinosaurs and the period of their departure. Note that there are many types of spiders, of which some are classified as poisonous and others as non-toxic, and are characterized by the accurate engineering of its webs, the female devouring the male after carrying out mating, and other characteristics that make it a source of fear for many people. The spider is a small-sized animal belonging to the Arachnidae, which is one of the branches of arthropods, and does not belong to a class of insects as many people think. It is a living organism all over the earth, in all climates and at all altitudes, so the spider is adapted from the first-class creature. The body of the spider consists of two main parts: a pectoral head consisting of a fuse to the chest and the abdomen. Both of the two segments have appendages and are linked to the head with the abdomen thin waist called peduncle. The eyes of spiders are located at the top of the head, and the number of eyes varies in different types of spiders, some of which have 8 eyes, some of which have 6, some 4, and some 2, while cave spiders don't have eyes at all, because they live in constant darkness, and the sense of sight is considered to be secondary to the spiders, as they communicate with the surrounding world through the sense of touch, thanks to the presence of high-sensitivity bristles covering the entire body, able to pick up the smallest vibration in the position of the spider. Most spiders have a sense of taste and smell, which play a role in feeding and reproduction. Most spiders have 8 legs. The spider has a small brain size, and their central nervous apparatus consists of 2 relatively small ganglias, connected via nerves that reach the muscles and different sensory systems. These neurons are able to encode the simplest instructions that give the spider the ability to perform complex tasks, such as building webs and attacking the victim. Even some types show educational behavior. If a mistake occurs during the making of the web, it starts making a new one. Spiders' colors vary from one type to another, but usually the male spider's colors are brighter than the female's, as the male black widow spider shows bright colors, and there are red or pink spots on its back, while the female's color is black and on her stomach a red spot in the shape of an hourglass. However, this characteristic does not apply to the golden silk spider because the female has a brighter color than the dark brown male. In terms of size, the females are larger because of the need for descendants, as the length of the female golden silk spider is 6 times the length of the male, in addition to other types, such as the black widow spider and the leaper spider. Male spiders also have longer legs than females because they need them in the process of catching and when they are roaming about in areas further than the web which the female stays in. Footage tentacles. It is possible through the microscope to notice that the footage tentacles of males are more swollen than among females. The amount of toxicity. Female spiders need a greater amount of poison to protect their webs, which they do not leave. And what is worth noting is that the poison cysts of some male spiders are inactive. Lifespan of spiders. Spiders die before they reach old age because of predators or parasites or disease. Most of them live for several months and some years if they stayed in their house and their hole. The lifespan of females is longer compared to males, so, for example, a female tarantula lives for 25 years, surpassing 15 years over the age of males. Spider couples often meet in the time of mating only, as the male dances and performs certain rituals in front of the female, which are intended to limit the aggressive instinct in them. And at the end of the process of pollination, the male often leaves the female nest for fear of being killed. The killing of the male after the completion of the process of pollination occurs among many types of spiders, and the most famous is the black widow spider, that was named because the female kills the male after the completion of the process of pollination. As for some types of spiders, the female lets the male live in the nest after the process of pollination, so that the offspring kill him and eat him after they hatch. And in other types, the female feeds its young children, so that if they grow older, they kill their mother and eat it. From the above, it is clear that the social structures and family relations in the spider web are characterized as being built on temporary interests. And when the interests end, the individuals turn into enemies and kill each other. This extreme aggression and the weak and fragile relationships between members of the house of spiders make this the faintest houses of known creatures. The spider's life cycle passes in 3 stages, which is the embryonic stage, or egg. This stage occurs after mating, in which the eggs are kept in a strong silk bag for protection. The way some spiders care for and guard eggs differs. For example, the mother spider carries the sac with it until it hatches, such as the wolf spider. Some carry it within 10 days on its back, while others leave the egg in a safe place until it hatches. This usually takes a few weeks. The pre-growth stage. This phase begins after the eggs hatch small spiders that move away from each other through walking or the process of swelling or flying using strings, which enable them to travel short distances and sometimes long, through weaving silk threads fired from their omphalos to blow with the wind and move from one place to another. Over time, the size of small spiders increases through the shedding process, as it replaces the external structure several times and gets rid of it. The number of shedding processes range between 5 to 10 times until it reaches the stage of maturity. Adulthood. The spider reaches maturity in adulthood, where a new life cycle begins when mating. The lifespan of the spider varies according to its species, but they live from about 1 to 2 years. The spider feeds on many living organisms, such as insects, other spiders, as well as small birds, frogs, reptiles, and others. It also has the ability to sense the prey's movement and see it and distinguish between them. Spiders can get their food in several ways. It may produce poison with the help of certain enzymes to paralyze the prey's movement, causing damage to tissues and death. While some spiders may penetrate the skin and suck blood by using special mouthpieces to do so, or by the method of weaving a web of silk strings attached to the prey. Some spiders do not pose a threat to humans, and others, on the contrary, are dangerous. Among the most dangerous of these types are the recluse spider. Known for its dangerous stings, it spreads throughout Europe. The camel spider is very fierce and growing exponentially. It has the ability to jump quickly with a length of 15 centimeters and has powerful jaws that help it in the search for prey. This makes it one of the most terrifying spiders in the world, and the camel spider actually is an animal found in the deserts of the world. Yellow sac spider. This spider is small in size and has a striking shape when viewed, but it is able to inflict a really painful bite. It's one of the family of poisonous spiders with a length of 10 millimeters and color of pale yellow, and is present in many places, most notably Australia and Canada. The spider's venom is concentrated in the yellow sac, and it is poisonous to the cells, which means that it spoils them. Their bites cause strong pain, followed by redness and swelling, and it can develop into a sore. Fringed ornamental. This spider has a shape that is unlike other spiders. It is filled with dense hair, which is a source of terror when you see it. And it jumps to sting, because it has powerful fangs that attack the prey, similar to pincers. Sandstone spider. The sandstone spider is a spider with 6 eyes and is considered a marvel and really scary. Although it is less well known and it spread much in the sandy deserts in the southern regions of the African continent. This species of spiders adopts a wonderful hunting strategy that increases the ambiguity around this creature and is potentially dangerous to humans. The spider turns into the color of sand and has a length of 14 centimeters. It buries its head in the sand quickly and hides its 6 eyes in the sand to hide the predatory nature and does not move until the prey approaches it, then rushes forward to capture it. The sting of this spider is fatal to the rabbit within 5 to 12 hours, according to tests. While remaining a threat to human beings, it is not fatal. The black widow spider. This species is considered one of the most dangerous spiders in the world, and you can recognize it immediately by the color of its belly, black and red. Brazilian spider. The most toxic in the world, as it's able to make a nervous pumping more lethal at a rate of 20 times compared to a black widow spider. The effect of its poison is similar to the effect of the poisonous snake, and the symptoms of its bite include control loss of the muscles and breathing problems that can lead to respiratory paralysis. If a man wanted to build himself a house, he would collect the engineers and consultants, and after consultation and conversations, the construction may not fulfill the precision which the owner wants, but who gave everything he created, then guided. What enriches them from all other than God Almighty? So every being with the knowledge that God has entrusted in it, and the awareness that it has inspired, builds its home, gets its food, and defends itself. The spider builds its home from fine strings of silk from protein that is manufactured in the silk gland. And the silk product is very strong and the durability is more than that of steel, and so it is called biological steel. It is capable of expanding twice its length before it is cut off and is one of the most powerful types of natural fiber in the world. What's strange is that the female is building, and the house of the spider needs 400,000 threads of meticulous silk to be built, to the point that a human's hair is 400 times thicker than a spider's web. A spider's house is one of the most powerful houses of creatures known, and it can stop a bee larger than the spider several times its size, while flying at 32 kilometers per hour without being affected or ruptured. Although we do not like to see it in our homes, there is a phrase that says, "Without spiders, man would not have settled on the ground." Why? Because they gobble up all of the house's insects, as the spiders generally inhibit the breeding of harmful insects that feed on apples, grapes, and other crops, thus offering a priceless service to humans. Nevertheless, there is a widespread belief that spiders are aggressive creatures and vectors of disease, and that is not true, and serves as a psychological wall insulated between us and these small creatures. The phobia of spiders is implanted inside of us, even if it is very rare today to die by spider bite. The spiders are also considered to be the custodian of human health, as the ancient Greeks used to use spider threads to sew the wounds, as it contains properties that accelerate its healing. And a Swedish company began producing silk yarns by industrial modified bacteria, which the scientists entered it in spider genes, where these new threads are considered a unique means of tissue regeneration. In Brazil, the working to produce treatments for several diseases through drugs that had been extracted from the venom of some spiders have started. The one who contemplates the Quranic proverbs notes the accuracy of the Holy Quran in formulating its words, so that its impact on the souls be effective and influencing. It does not come with the strange and wondrous, but rather selects the image from the tangible and presents it with its descriptions and characteristics, then formulates it in words to be a clear witness of the ideas and directions that are intended to be conveyed, so that the picture comes at the end filled with truthfulness and the most accurate expression. In the Surah of Spider, God Almighty shows that the custodianship for anything without Him is a frail custodianship and weak subordination, do not harm or benefit, and that these guardians without God are like a spider in weakness, and their mandate like a spider's web in fragility. Thus, a person proceeds to discover the amazing benefits of these small and other creatures in order to understand and contemplate the essence of the aphorism: God's creation is wonderfully diverse.